She's
But
beautiful.
we talk about more science. This is a specific message out there to the brothers and sisters that really want to just stay divided. Like, listen, man, it ain't no big situation, man. Cut it out. But we're going to jump straight off into it for Sister Terry and hit me in the head with one of them red bricks because I can feel her energy. Sister Terry, and you brought us a beautiful guest today that's going to give us something. You know, what's going on, sister? Who is the brother?
So yes, we're here today joined by Brother Ray Stone, the author of books that you may be familiar with, actually. Eat Like You Give a Damn, also Products of Our Environment, and one of the subsequent books in the anatomy series on eye care. Today we're going to be talking about prostate health, and we're going to be talking about the new book, which is the Best Damn Prostate Book.
Yes.
Can't really see that. So just to get right into things, because I feel like we're going to run out of time in about 5 minutes. Who was this book written for?
This book was written really for everybody. I mean, it's of course only men have prostates, so it's about male health, but it really deals with the whole community. You know, we're all one. Men and women are all almost the same. You know, we're almost the same, man. And it's about improving the health of our whole community. You know, black men in particular, so-called black men, I use that tongue. You know, I know I'm around Moors. Our men.
It's all right, brother. Go ahead. Speak the language so the people can understand. Everybody might not understand the language that we speak, so they more familiar with the black language, the African American language. What's important is to get the message out there.
Right. Well, our people, our men, black men, are highly affected by prostate cancer, so that's really who it's for, but it's for everybody, though.
Okay, and I think you said that it's for men and women who love men.
Any woman who
right.
loves a man, yeah.
Right, and I think you said, in the book you said, 1 in 7 so-called African Americans, that's what you said,
yeah.
Are affected by prostate cancer. And I know that you mentioned Sutton Bay, some of the other, the rankings. Mm-hmm. It's the second highest, isn't it?
Is it?
Next to
heart disease. It's the second highest cause of death in men.
You hear that, people?
Yeah.
It's heart disease, then it's prostate cancer. It's the second highest leading death for men.
Yeah.
And that's also the treatment of prostate cancer.
Yeah, it's really the treatment. People don't die from cancer. People die from cancer treatment.
Okay.
And that's really what ends up happening.
You're talking about like the chemotherapy and stuff like that. Radiation.
Chemotherapy is crazy. Surgeries, unnecessary surgeries. You know, our body. I heard somebody was talking about the treatment, the prostate treatment. It's a violation. They take blood from our body and they poke us to tell us that we're healthy. Well, we never did these things going back to ancient times.
Okay.
We understood ourselves better. We used our mind more, and we took care of our bodies that way.
That's right.
And so that's what this book is about, taking care of your body in that way.
Like, so inside the book, is it giving some good insight on certain type of herbs and things like that? Can you give us a better example of that?
Saw palmetto, for instance, is a very good herb for the prostate. So that's something that I recommend that you keep in your regular rotation.
Y'all write that down. Say that again.
Saw palmetto. I look crazy on camera. Saw palmetto. It's a herb and it's very good for the prostate. If you could just get a box of that tea and have some once a week, twice a week, just keep that in a regular rotation. You'll be a lot better off than if you didn't do that.
So you can go to a regular health food store,
yes, sir.
And get, say it again.
Saw palmetto.
Saw palmetto.
Don't try to get me to spell without my computer.
SAWPALMETTO. Saw palmetto.
I went to Detroit Public School, so I got a perfectly good excuse why I can't spell it.
Okay.
Just a joke, y'all. Just a joke.
Yeah.
Okay. So you talked about there being a need just to have some self-determination in terms of dealing with our own health and the self-mastery, and that men need to be drastically more educated about prostate health. What would it take for men to be more educated?
And why men?
Well, man, I'll tell you what, when I was doing the research for this book and I talked to a lot of people and I talk about prostate, half the men literally didn't know where their prostate was or what it is. So
we on TV,
National TV, FCC rules apply, but you can go ahead.
There's a diagram.
This is true. This is real talk. This is what the people didn't know what it was. So,
Right.
you know, the term doctor used to mean is teacher. The etymology of it is teacher. They're supposed to teach us about our bodies, but they really don't. They come in and tell us what surgery they want to do and how much they're going to charge us or what chemical they want to give us.
It's just a business.
So we really have to learn and research and spend the time. You notice when brothers get together, we go watch the game. We know what Curry and LeBron are doing, and we dumb ourselves down, but we really don't learn and read together, and that's something that we need to start doing as a community.
Where is the prostate?
The prostate is in between the anus and the scrotum. If I can say.
Yeah,
it.
that's
I'm trying to
that's.
FCC
Thank you.
rule it, yeah.
Appreciate that.
But it's
I don't
right
have
down
the
there.
money for the fine.
There you go. But it's right in between there, and it's a walnut-sized gland, and it's just a gland, and what it does is helps to push semen in as you have an orgasm. It helps to push semen
Right.
out through the.
So how
FCC.
can you test your prostate yourself at home like you can like with testicular cancer? You know, you got those self-tests that you can do yourself at home in the shower and stuff like that to see if you have a lump on your testicles and stuff like that. Can you do the same with prostate exam?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think you can literally feel it. I mean, I don't say no you can't, but to me, I'm not aware of anything like that.
Okay.
But what you can do is be more in tune with your body. That's
Right.
what I talk about. When you use the bathroom, when you urinate, you can pay attention to how the stream comes out.
Okay.
Is it a straight stream? Does it twist? Does it trickle out? Does it shut off real fast at the end? These are signs that your tubes are clamped inside the body.
Okay.
And so it's pushing through. Sometimes you notice as you get older, it takes a longer time to use a bathroom. You get in
Okay.
the bathroom, it takes 30 seconds before you get action.
Right.
So this is a sign of an enlarging prostate.
So some of the signs, once again, excuse me, y'all. Yeah, one more again. Yeah. But some of the signs, again, with that they can pay attention to when they're using the restroom. How does the urine come out? And it could be an indication that they need to go get their prostate checked out immediately.
Or it's an indication that they need to start putting some energy into it.
Okay.
Because they've been taking energy away from
Okay.
it. So they need to put some focus on it. Now this when you really need your saw palmetto tea.
Okay, and those signs are what?
A frequency of urination at night, the feeling that your bladder's not completely empty, a lot of trickling at the end, or maybe an abrupt stop at the end. I have diagrams in the book, but it looks like a tube, and sometimes that tube can be clamped.
Okay.
If that tube is clamped, then you'll notice a strain of the flow of urine trying to get through.
Okay.
So it's just something, as you're in tune with your body, you start to pay attention and know these things. And that's how you start working on them. You can really be your own doctor is what I'm suggesting if you listen to those signs and react to them and be proactive as opposed to reactive.
But you're not telling people not to go to the doctor.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at
So
all.
let's
Not at all.
not say that the brother
Especially
said.
not on TV.
Yeah, the brother didn't say don't go to the doctor. He said you can act as your own doctor
Yeah.
Yeah.
to a degree, or as far as keeping your prostate healthy,
Your
as far as
prostate.
what I'm hearing. So no lawsuits here.
Yeah.
What he did
That's
say
right.
is that no doctor should know more about your body than you do.
That's a
This is
fact.
true. Yeah.
That's
This
a
is
fact.
true.
And a lot of people, they I think that it's just out of laziness to learn about certain things that they think the only way that you're going to learn it is by going through medical school. But in the day and age of Google,
Right.
you can find out basically
Right.
anything.
There's no excuses now.
So it's
Yeah.
no excuses. I mean,
Right.
this is definitely the Aquarian age. This is the information age,
It's everywhere.
and it's at the the click of a finger.
Right.
And I commend you, brother, for putting this together and
Thank
having
you, man.
that type of concern for our people and their health, especially men.
Yeah.
So is it a reason why men are so apt to have prostate cancer?
For our men.
Our men,
Our men,
in
yeah,
particular.
yes.
Well, they attribute it to diet and lifestyle, but as I think about it, we keep a high stress lifestyle. We're stressed out. The police might stop me on the way leaving here.
I know,
right?
that's
We
right.
got a lot of stresses, legal stresses. We argue with the sisters a lot. I mean,
Not me. I don't argue with no sisters. Sisters, I don't listen. Wife Sonia, I love you. No arguments.
You absolutely right, brother.
Right. I mean, but there's a lot of stress in our lifestyle in general. We drink and smoke a lot,
Right.
you know, a lot of us, and so it becomes a lifestyle that's conducive to disease.
Right.
And most of all, we don't put focus into our own bodies.
Uh-huh.
We put more focus on this doctor that's in the room 10 minutes with us telling us what to do. When we lay with ourselves every night. If we meditate every night, maybe we could heal ourselves through this way, you know.
Yeah, because that is. Go ahead, Sister Terry. I see you was getting ready.
Well, some of the things that affect prostate health that you talk about, because he gathers all different aspects of this whole picture of what creates prostate health. He talks about malnutrition due to depleted soil or just not eating properly. He talks about the amount of water intake that all of us have, and then also waste elimination. You mentioned colon cancer.
Okay.
Can you talk about the connection between the colon and the prostate?
All disease starts in the colon. This is what they say, and it's probably right. This is where our immune system is located. So if you clog up the it's just like a sewer system. If the sewer is clogged up, the street is going to stink, and eventually it'll be mosquitoes and disease in that area. This is just, it becomes a stagnation. Anything that's stagnant in the body will cause disease, dis-ease. It's not flowing easily.
Dis-ease.
And so the waste has to get out of that colon. That's probably the number one thing that we need to do.
You know, to add to that, I remember when I was a youngster, as I was growing up, and I remember that I used to get castor oil for everything.
Yes.
And castor oil used to always put me on the toilet. But my grandmother always told me when I got sick that you need to flush off your colon because it holds so much bacteria, etc., etc. And when you keep a clean colon, you are more apt to have a better life in dealing with colds and viruses, etc., that you come across that sit there, and the reason why it can't fight it off is because your body is too busy trying to fight off all the bacteria and stuff that's sitting on your colon. So flushing and laxatives and stuff like that is good for you. But castor oil, I did not know how important castor oil was to our people, and now they're actually starting to put castor oil in a lot of different commercialized medication and laxatives in order to push out that stuff off your colon. So, and drink a lot of water. That water will flush and keep the. Y'all need to write that down. Remember that. You flush your colon, flush your system off. It's very important.
Definitely.
Connection between the colon and erectile dysfunction.
Well, for the erectile dysfunction, one of the best things you can do is not eat until, I got that from Dr. Sabi. He said, don't eat for a few days, and then boom, you'll be standing, you'll be right back on top.
I appreciate you catching that and be standing up.
FCC.
Right back on top. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
But a clogged colon, it causes an impairment with erection. It's usually the number one cause. That's usually what fix it.
So you don't need Viagra.
No.
You just
blue pill.
You don't need the blue pill.
Right.
Viagra. No, blue pill. Sorry, you don't need that. You need to actually pay attention to your body.
This is another sign. The body's sending you a sign.
Yeah.
This is a big sign. Like, hey man, you can't even do this until you take care of me. And you're still not going to take care of it, well, then you're asking for disease. You ignore those signs. It's like running stop signs.
Right.
You're going to crash eventually.
Right.
It's only a matter of time. So you really got to listen to the signs of the body.
I know a lot of brothers about to go clean their colon and their prostate.
I know that's right. Yeah.
I ain't mad at you.
I don't want to go that route.
Do what you got to do.
Can you talk about some of the products we consume? As a stereotype, men enjoy snacks. Just generally speaking, they like hot dogs and chips and salty stuff. Are there some focuses? Can I say that they can maybe, when you're going into the snack aisle, what do you look for?
Well, I don't go into the snack aisle personally, but you look for salt-free stuff.
Okay.
I would suggest making your own snacks. When the game is coming on, make something special. Don't go order a pizza or order whatever's easy. You should make something special.
See, I was liking you, brother, all the way up until now. Like, no buffalo wing pizzas. I mean, no grilled chicken pizzas. Is you crazy, brother? You better slow down.
No, well, you can make your own. We got to get into making our own things.
That's a
that's
fact.
Really a big key.
That is a fact.
Or only dealing with healthy things. Commercial products commercial products don't care if you get disease.
That's right.
Right.
Because they're linked with commercial pharmaceutical companies who are going to charge you when you get
Right.
disease.
That's a
And
fact.
that's-
So you don't want to be in that circle. You
Right,
know?
and that's the toothpaste, deodorant, baby wipes.
Everything. You don't want to be in that circle. Try to operate in another circle. So I suggest getting stuff that's made with more love. You know, there's like the Detroit Center. I don't know if I can say
Please.
a name on the air, but I mean, there are different places I go. Of course, Whole Foods and different places. I try to stay in a circle of higher quality products, and I suggest everybody do that.
Do you know of some of these places that are owned by people that look like us?
Yes.
Name them and where they're located.
Goodwell's.
Goodwill's Market is one. Is a very good one.
We need to put a list together, actually.
We should
Yeah.
put a list and put it up.
Definitely.
There's a place on Health something. There's a place on the 7 Mile in Schaefer. That's black owned.
That's the alkaline water station, the water station.
That's on Woodward. Dr. Keith.
Then they got one on 7 Mile that you was talking about where you can go,
On
you
the
can
west
get your
side.
alkaline water that's on the west side, and they have all of the health products up in there. And so I definitely would encourage people to go up there.
Yeah, Mike Hale's on 8 Mile.
Yes.
DeQuinder.
The one with the spicy popcorn.
Right. He has a health store with water, with the alkaline water,
Right.
which is important to drink too.
Tell us how important alkaline water can help out with cleaning out your colon and with your prostate.
I mean, it can help. Water, of course, is going to clean anything as you drink it, but we are dehydrated in general. 90% of people are probably walking around dehydrated. We're supposed to drink half of our body weight in ounces a day,
Right.
and few people do it, including myself. It's hard to drink that much water.
Right.
So if you can remember to do that, that could be the #1 medicine.
Right.
Drinking a good, clean water. And alkaline water with this is a quality water.
Right.
So I suggest spending that money for it because it's saving the money from the doctor down the line.
Right.
So that's the way I look at it. But it's very important. Drinking water is of the utmost importance always.
So
Islam.
So callers, if y'all want to chime in on this and y'all want to be a part of this, we're going to go ahead and pull the number up and put it on the bottom of the screen. And I know Sister Mexican Cook Bay, she has something that she want to add to this. But I just want y'all, if y'all have any questions, you want to add anything, you have any experiences with prostate cancer or prostate infections, etc., we would like for you to call in and share your story with us. And if you have any question as far as for the brother is concerned, call in and ask the questions. But by all means, go out and get this book. I gotta.
Can't leave that out.
Yeah, you don't
Can't
need
leave
the.
that
If
out,
you
yeah.
know how to work the oil, you don't need the gray pill. You say it is. What color is it?
I hear it's blue.
Blue. The blue pill. You don't need the blue
Right,
pill.
right.
But back to what's going on, Sister Terry. What was the next one?
In your book, you talk about a number of herbs, and you kind of segued us into that. You mentioned saw palmetto earlier, but also there are everyday staples that you want to just have in your house. You mentioned apple cider vinegar, sea salt, things like. Can you talk about some of those things?
Those things are high alkaline things.
Okay.
I'm just introducing alkaline versus acidic. I said most of us are dehydrated and we're also acidic, which is bad. This is why alkaline water is so good. It helps to raise the alkaline level.
Okay.
And these things are high alkaline.
Above, is it 7.5?
Ours should be, our ideal one is 8.1 or 2 or something like that. But these things are high alkaline, the cayenne pepper, the apple cider vinegar. So it's good to keep these things in the house, and they're real affordable. You know, a lot of times we say being healthy, that health stuff is so expensive, but it's really not. If you keep these staples around and utilize them on a consistent basis, it'll make that much difference. It
Okay.
really will.
Tell us about baking soda.
Wow, baking soda.
I got baking soda.
Right, that's what I think the song. I got baking soda. Baking soda, though, I just learned this as I was doing the book. Baking soda as a cancer treatment is a big thing. There's a Dr. Simonici, an Italian doctor, and he guarantees he can cure any form of cancer with baking soda. Breast cancer, prostate cancer, lymph node, anything. He says
By
he can
drinking
cure.
it, putting it in water and
He
drinking it?
injects it. He does an injection thing.
Right.
But there's also a guy I mentioned in the book, Vernon Vito Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a guy who was at stage 4 prostate cancer. It had metastasized to his bones. The doctors wouldn't touch him. They gave him 30, 60 days to live.
Right.
His son was like me, kind of into the health thing, and said, "Dad, try this baking soda." So he drank baking soda and molasses.
Right.
less than a year later, he went to a different doctor and was cancer free. They said they didn't even know what he was talking about.
Is
Now
that
see,
like blackstrap molasses?
but that
I don't know for sure, but he has a book out and he has a website called pH Kills Cancer.
but that baking soda is it worked wonders. When I first come back from vacation, my wife was introducing me to baking soda and water for stomach aches and a lot of different stuff. And when he says that he inject, and I'm not telling nobody to go out here and inject no baking soda in yourself, but what I've learned about baking soda, and I want to say something about that vinegar and water, that apple cider vinegar with Mother.
Yeah.
I drink that, and I've lost 20 pounds by drinking apple cider vinegar and water with Mother.
Okay.
But the baking soda, it and vinegar, just white vinegar, we poured it down the drain. Put the baking soda around the drain, poured the vinegar on top of it. It sizzled up, went down into the drain. Then maybe like 10, 15 minutes later, I poured some boiling hot water behind it. The water does not just hold anymore. It goes straight down the drain. It cleared the drain out. So what I'm saying is that I can see the benefit of baking soda, because if it can open up a drain and clean, and most of the stuff that's in the drain, it comes from your body. It's your
point.
it's the things that
I
the
brush
skin
my
from your
teeth
body.
with baking soda.
Yeah, all those things are important when
don't
you
look white.
understand. You have those particular things just sitting right there in your household that can help you. And that
Cheap,
apple
very
cider
cheap.
vinegar and water, it'll flush you out too.
Yeah, and it's affordable.
Baking soda you can use rather than deodorant, because deodorant contains parabens and aluminum and all that bad stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not going to advocate nobody.
Well, that's what I use,
using
baking
deodorant.
soda.
Use
I didn't
baking
know.
soda. I will use
I was
baking
doing
soda
something
instead
good.
of deodorant. I'll go out on a limb and say that.
Well, I'm gonna have to back up
can
off
sue
of that
me.
one, y'all. But I'm not going to, because Terry had a look on her face like, brother, if you challenge me one more again, so use baking soda for deodorant, y'all, please.
You can.
Not me. Sorry.
You can.
Right.
So yes,
Praise
so
Allah.
regarding baking soda, you talked about parabens in the products that we use, or there being a reason to look at alternative products that we use every day.
Totally, yeah.
I wanted to. Oh, you mentioned copper. See, there are so many things I want to get into. You go through so much. You talk about magnet therapy.
Yeah.
Using oils, different herbs.
I tried to
vitamins and
approach it from
minerals,
every different
stones.
angle. I tried to talk metaphysical, every different angle I tried to approach it. Just casting a wider net, you know. There are a lot of ways to approach this thing as opposed to just the doctor and listening to that voice, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we're whole beings, so there are many angles to deal with these things.
Always, with everything, yeah.
And I just wanted to please to remind our viewers that this is a good time to go ahead and call in. We have the call-in numbers 303-868-0342, etc. But I just want to go through this table of contents. Like, if you read this and you're not like, I gotta have this book right now, then I don't know. So, okay, so you have where is the prostate glands, early warning signs, and that's for young men. Things to look for: normal versus enlarged prostate. Morning wood, nighttime wood. The best herbs for the prostate, the best foods for the prostate, magnetic energy, healing stones for the prostate, yoga, dealing with cancer. You have extensive information on dealing with cancer. And then that brings us to baking soda. I got baking soda. Want to be your own doctor. Acidic, this is the actual table of contents. Acidic versus alkaline, ejaculation versus ejaculation, which is something that I tried really clumsily to talk with my little cousin about years ago, and I couldn't find information.
I don't know. Wait a minute.
I couldn't find information. So moving on. And also he includes references and etymology. But these are the correct medical terms for the subject matter. But I'll let you be the
I don't
the
want
judge
no
of
trouble.
that.
I don't.
Okay. So there are also references and etymology for the discussion. So this is a really wonderful study that he did for us.
Thank you.
And you talked about your uncle. And there was something that he said to you about his experience.
Yeah, as I was doing this book, my uncle was actually going through a bout with prostate cancer, which was very tough for me because, of course, this is somebody I love, and I'm coming with a box full of herbs. And he's listening to a doctor by day, and here I come at night with a box of herbs. But I showed him this book, the manuscript, and as he went through it, he read it as we're talking, and he said, you know, you're right about one thing. He said, I don't know what cancer feels like. He said, I couldn't even tell you, but I know that treatment is hell. That's what he said. And I'll never forget that. And it made me realize that it is the treatment, you know, that really kills the people. Is the treatment. I saw what the chemo did to his body as it wears your body down. Your body's not made to be put through that with chemical therapy or put through a radiation, like putting your body in a microwave. It's like slowly watching somebody die.
Yeah, we had a brother named Mr. Scrubs. He came through here and he was fighting with cancer, and he didn't want the chemo anymore. He was like, I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
I don't have much to live, you know, much time to live on this earth, and it's because of the chemo and what you go through with the chemo that you rather choose death over going through the chemo. So,
or choose life.
Yeah, but that particular chemo, that radiation, that stuff is
no
HE double hockey sticks on the body and the mind.
It is. It is.
Are there herbs or things that you can do to fortify the body to withstand the chemotherapy?
Man, I would do as much as I could. I would take everything. Moringa would be good, which is a good all-around herb. I would load up on minerals, chlorophyll, chlorella, spirulina, any of these types of things. Turkey tail, anybody that's that's dealt with chemo or radiation, turkey tail, curiolis, I think that's how you say it, is a mushroom which is really good for helping the body recover from those traumatic things.
You mean you wasn't really talking about a turkey?
No.
Oh, I was finna go home and just go in on some turkey.
Don't do it. Don't
right.
do it. Yeah, it's a mushroom. It's a mushroom which is really good for that, though.
And all these things are accessible. I know sometimes when you talk about herbs, it can get kind of nebulous sounding. But all these things are accessible.
Yeah.
You can go to a health food store on pretty much any mile road in your area, and you can get some help with that.
Yeah,
also, you have a website that you refer us to, the Jehudi Mad Raz website.
Yeah.
That's Jehudi with a Y. For support and information, you can actually call the number. There's resources in the book for contacting. Just to find out more and how to empower yourself and to educate yourself and your family members.
Got a call.
There's a caller.
Cool.
Greetings. You're on with the Think Tank Show.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Could you please state your name, please? I'm sorry for cutting you off, sister, but state your name and let us know where you're calling from. Can you hear me?
In Detroit, Sylvia calling from Detroit.
How you doing, Sylvia?
Hi. I just want to say I definitely agree with more looking towards a holistic way of feeling your mind, spirits, and your body. If you look up naturalnews.com, there is a white gentleman that is explaining how the mass poisoning that's going on is targeting the black people, and one of the biggest scams that's going on is Carmanos with telling people that they have all this cancer, and they're doing nothing but gaining profit by doing all these other unnecessary surgeries and chemotherapy because it's profit, and we're more profitable, I guess, because of our population, our melanin, and our the pineal gland, and the list goes on. So, yeah, I think we should study and do more natural thing and holistic ways of healing our minds and our bodies. Thank you for taking my call.
Radiation, it open you up for a lot of different viruses and disease and infections and stuff like that.
It's a money maker.
Yeah, it's definitely a money.
Yeah.
And
If
then
they
what
were able to actually cure cancer, they'd be out of business.
they would definitely be out of business.
Yeah.
It's like with AIDS and all these other different viruses that's going on out here that these mosquitoes is taking. They metamorph into something else. They start off with malaria, then they become something else. And when somebody come up with a medicine with that, it gets something else. And it's like like you said, it's a money maker. It's a business. And if they're not somebody can come up with a cure with HIV today, and if it's out there, that particular that person is going to come up missing. Believe me, he's going to come because
It's happened.
But that's why the sister said another cure.
The marketing, it's
Exactly.
the marketing of disease, and we want to make sure that we get your contact information out.
That's right.
You have the phone number in the book, and also your website. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, my phone number is 313-355-3655. 3949, 355-3949. And my website is ra1books.com. That's RA, the number 1, books.com. And feel free to contact me or reach out via email. Any questions you might have, my email is on the website.
Facebook page?
Yeah, Eat Like You Give a Damn is my Facebook page, or my personal page is just Ray Stone. Feel free to add me and connect with me and ask anything you want to. You know, I'm available for the community.
You know, I have a tendency to be humorous with a lot of different topics because that's just my personality, and that's just who I am. But yeah, you know, it's like, this is serious business, man. You know what I mean? It's not no joke. No. Your prostate, your colon, your heart, your health in general as a people. And I have my hang-ups. I like my potato chips, you know, and I have back issues myself. And a lot of times we have back problems, and I wanted to say this earlier on, we have back pain, and it's due to stress and or a lack of fluids, water. You know, and a lot of times you feel it in your kidney area, your lower part of your back, around the side, and it's aching, and you need to just really just think about hydrating yourself, putting some fluid, some water in your body, preferably alkaline water, but if you can't, just get you some water in you, and that's important. Water is important. It's essential to our life right here on this planet. We walking around dehydrated, and we really don't know. You know, a lot of time, brothers and sisters don't understand why their breath always stinking, and no pun intended, it's because you don't have no water. Your mouth is dry, so it's bumping. Drink water. Yeah,
and that's back to the colon too.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's the thing. I think regular people can do it too. As you're saying, I'm not necessarily humorous, but I'm a regular dude. You know, everybody has their own things that they do, but I try to explain to my boys that you could still be cool and still be thinking about your health and your body.
It's
not something that you have to be some weirdo vegan dude. You can be a regular guy and be conscious of your body, and that's what we should all do.
You talked about alkaline drops, and you talked about mullein leaf.
A mullein leaf is a really important one because this is for the respiratory and lungs. A lot of us have smoked or either come from generations where they used to smoke with us in the car all the time. Cool miles. They would smoke cigarettes.
Caller, you're on the air. Make it real quick because we got to wrap it up. Sorry about cutting you off, bro, but it's important. Come on.
All right. Cool. Yo, this is Moses from Miami.
Okay.
And I'm calling really just to commend my brother Ray for all the commitment and the work and the effort that he's put in nonstop for years now. I've been knowing him for some years, and I just think that he's someone that the community really needs to look at and respect the works and heed the word because he's in the right direction. He's on the right path, and I just want to acknowledge him for that.
I got to agree with you with that because this is love right here.
Greetings off the Think Tank Show.
Make it quick. Caller, we talking to you. Make it quick, please. Caller, you on the air.
Okay,
so we got to go.
You mentioned mullein root, and then you said the alkaline drops.
The alkaline drops. These are another easy ways. I had these little drops, not to advertise the name, but I had these little drops, and you saw me put them in my water. I try to keep these drops on me so that way I can always add a little zinc or a little alkaline to anything I'm drinking. You know, even if it's not water, I add a couple alkaline drops. Now it's that much higher.
And where do you get this from?
Any health food store. Any health food store would have ways that you can enhance your water. Alkaline drops or liquid minerals, ionic minerals, anything like that is always helpful.
And there are also foods that are high in alkaline, like watermelon, cucumber, right in the summertime.
This right here
water.
is love. This is an act of love, brother, and this within itself, it shows. And you know, just to save a better word, and I know y'all out there gonna be hooping and hollering, but this is an example of Black Lives Matter. This is an example of doing something to show that you love your people. This is an example of putting something in the universe that's going to be beneficial to our people instead of bullets, drugs, and alcohol. When you do things like this, then you are making the statement through your actions that our people's lives matter. Not waiting on somebody to die or get murdered by the police. Listen, man, this is it. This is it. We got to go. I appreciate you.
This is a blessing, man, and I really appreciate you doing this, brother, man, and I hope you save many lives, man. This is the Think Tank Show, and I really appreciate y'all tuning in and calling in. Tune in to us next week, same place, right here, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock on the Think Tank Show. TV 33 WHPR, Detroit Highland Park. Peace, y'all.